Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and it is Monday night, dark and late Monday night, doing a little bonus live stream here, messing around with the PC client beta. If you live in one of the countries it's available in, game's running really smooth for me on here. A couple hiccups, like how I have to use the scrolling bar on my mouse to scroll through some menus, but not others. But mostly, I would highly suggest trying it out. Really smooth, running 60 FPS right now on my computer. Loving it. But that's not what we're here today. We are here today to talk about the new stuff and updates. Most importantly, the updates to stuff coming this Wednesday in the game. We gotta wait till Wednesday to talk about the new vision card, so I'm not even gonna mess with that. But the first thing I want to jump in and talk about are the improvements to certain jobs. This, in combination with the Master Ability 2s coming out, is going to shake up the meta in global a little bit. So Black Mage, Spellblade, Ninja, and Lancer are getting job upgrades tomorrow by the time this video comes out. Now, Black Mage is the most important one on here. Not the one I'm looking forward to the most. That would be Lancer, because my girl Eileen finally gets to hit stuff that is not standing either directly in front of her or directly to the side. It's a big deal for her. She's only ever been able to see in cardinal directions. She can now see northeast and hit things where, I mean, it's a big update for Eileen. But I digress. Black Mage upgrades first. So Flare. Flare will continue to do max damage, but will also destroy any barrier that reduces magic damage. So all Black Mages getting access to a barrier breaker. That's a big deal, and it's tied to Flare, which is non-elemental max damage. Toad gets an increased chance of inflicting Toad. Only Halloween Lucia inflicts Toad, and she's not even a Black Mage, so who cares? The Fire Aga or other Aga line of spells get their AoE upgraded instead of the cross to a diamond. So that's a big upgrade. Diamond-based AoEs are a big deal in this game, and that's the modern version of a big AoE damage spell. Also, the damage on those goes to large, so big upgrade right there to a spell all Black Mages have. The Fire line of spells upgrades its damage to medium. Magic Up, the passive ability, upgrades to Black Mage Lore, which will still raise magic, but will also now raise magic attack, making it a more viable option, especially for units that did not come with other good sub jobs or main jobs that had two good options. Now Magic Up is a good one, or at least better. Medina's going to get an extra bit of range and a little more damage on her job level 25 ability. Skahal, the featured unit of this video, is getting a cast speed upgrade and damage upgrade to Disposer, his job level 25 ability. And then Gargas, who's also catching his Master Ability 2 this week, is getting his EX ability upgraded with casting speed and damage. And then his Eraga Disperser EX job ability gets more damage and deals extra damage to targets affected by AoE resist down, which comes from Windlash. So you can see where his buffs are coming from right there. We'll look at their Master Ability 2s here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of these job upgrades first. So Spellblade next. Initial AP for units with Spellblade as their main job will be increased. Big deal. Most mages come with a boatload of AP. It sucked for Spellblades that they did not. Varouche says thank you. So the Fire Aga Blade or any of the Aga Blade line of spells will now remove all debuffs from yourself, then deal damage. Okay, that's nice. Chicken Blade adjusted such that chance of lowering bravery equals lower bravery. It's always going to lower bravery now. Pretty minimal thing right there. Silence Blade has an increased chance of inflicting silence. Nice, especially if you're running it in an anti-mage comp. Magic Barrier now significantly reduces magic damage. Big deal. Not a lot of people turned this skill on. If it significantly reduces damage, it's really going to force the enemy into using barrier breaking abilities instead of maybe better ones. Resist Magic gains a range height. That might not seem like a big deal. It's huge. 1 range height instead of 0 is massive for a lot of maps. It will now raise Spirit and Magic attack resist. So a big upgrade right there to resist magic. Fryevia's EX job, Spellveil Blade, still deals the same amount of damage and gives the stackable defense and spirit buff. Now also also bestows Wind Eater and is a guaranteed hit. So Fryevia getting a 100% hit damage move in her kit is really nice for her. So a nice little upgrade right there for Fryevia. Ninja. Okay, Dream Within a Dream, getting an increased critical hit rate. Shadowbind upgrades its damage from small to medium and lowers move by 1 for 3 turns with a chance of inflicting stop. A very, very powerful move right here now, Shadowbind. Utsusemi significantly raises own evasion rate for 2 turns. This one's really interesting. So, like, if you're running an evasion unit that's not trying to, like, AoE buff your team, this buff gives a lot of evasion, and now you have it for 2 turns. Like, is this potentially a really good idea? Do some other buff first and then follow that up with this, then engage? Maybe. It's a really good upgrade right here. Don't know if it's impactful or not, but I like it. Katone's EX job, this is a big PvE guild raids upgrade. Still does minimal damage, but now significantly lowers unit attack resist and healing power. So a bigger unit attack resist debuff tied to Katone, love that. And then Farm's EX job, Sign of Safeguarding, now significantly raises own magic attack evasion. So making Farm a little bit more of a anti-mage unit, right? Give her a little magic evade. Maybe she'll survive Skahal once if she can dodge him. Lancer. Here's Eileen's upgrades. Eileen is not getting her master ability 2. She got it a long time ago and it was bad. Here's Lancer though. Vacuum Slash. So AP consumption down to 26 from 33. That's good. Then large damage and guaranteed hit. This is really nice for Eileen and the Lancers. Guaranteed hit on Vacuum Slash is wonderful. I love it a lot. Earth and Glory. Medium damage to targets around self and now has a chance of inflicting slow on a critical hit. Potentially nice. It's a good upgrade. Obliterate. Minimum damage with a chance of inflicting doom and now raises own CT. The AI has a hard time using this because minimum damage will never trump any of these other ones. So even though it gets a nice own CT up, still not great. Nighthawk. Here you go. Nighthawk. This, you guys, this is the buff. If Eileen or Lancers were ever going to be something good, their main thing is stand back and throw spears, right? They're spear throwers. The problem with Nighthawk was you could only throw it straight. You had to be straight in line with somebody, and at range height 1, you had to be straight in line with them and on flat ground with them, or just like a little bit different. Now, range height 5, you can throw this thing up a mountain. This is huge. So Eileen will now be able to target somebody to her northwest and above her, throw the spear, do a little bit of damage. At 70 cost, maybe she's useful in some cost-limited situations. Cough, cough, I'm trying it. I'm bringing her out. So there it is, Nighthawk upgrade. Deadly Mastery, this is nice attack and critical hit rate buff. This is useful because Deadly Mastery was unrunnable in its current form. Giving more attack is nice. And then Piercing Vengeance, this is King Elda's EX job. HP consumption from 32 to 24. And now will absorb damage dealt. Okay, that's cool. Gives him a little healing. Piercing Impulse, this is Eileen's EX job. Lowers target's unit resist for 3 turns and deals large damage. So maybe a potential guild raid application for Eileen. You're never going to use her in guild raids because Earth's better than her, but she can lower unit attack resist now. It's something. She needed something else, but that's what they gave her. It needed to buff her agility by 70, but it does not do that. Then Velny, charge formation, raise own and ally CT. This was already decent, and now significantly raises own area attack resist for 3 turns when HP is above 70%. It's essentially giving her a I'm not going to be one-shot ability right there. So those upgrades all come out Wednesday. If you use any unit that runs those jobs, you're going to be happy about that. They're all significantly better. Now, let's get to the big deal of this video. We're going to jump over to the Master Ability 2 upgrades. I'm going to start with Skahal. He is the one that, this is the biggest one. This dude instantly becomes meta lightning unit. He is one of the best lightning units in the game with this. Previously, he got magic 20% and 200 cast time activation down. Pretty mid, right? Even for when he came out, that was not great. Now, he gets the group buff. Okay, we expect that. Everything from his old one stays exactly the same. He gets 10% agility. Excellent. He gets Spirit Penetration 20, excellent, and he gets Permanent Courage. So if he's above 70% HP, his Courage will pop. It is non-dispellable Courage on a squishy Lightning Mage. Awesome. You run this dude with some way of keeping him above 70% HP, he can't die. pretty great. Even if you don't worry about the healing part of him, he just comes with courage now. It's awesome. This is a huge upgrade. And Skahal's jobs, Black Mage, which just got its upgrade, Staff Mage, which isn't bad, and Time Mage, giving Lightning access to this guy with Time Mage. Look at this, like magic attack resist pin, magic attack, awesome. Okay, look at his Time Mage job right here, right? You now have Quicken in your Lightning teams with Skahal, who can back that up with a ton of damage if you want him to. Really, really good upgrades. And like, again, on paper, you might think, well, he's not as powerful as like, you know, Summer Elena. Having access to that Quicken is busted. And having access to that Quicken on a unit that now brings this kind of damage to the table is humongous. Skahal, expect to see him everywhere, especially at cost 80. It costs limited situations. He is going to be great. Okay, Gargas, also a Black Mage, also getting his Master ability too. Now, he already had the group buff. He also already had skill activation time and AoE resist. Group buff stays the same, activation time stays the same. The AoE resist does jump to 10, that's decent. His magic goes to, he gets 30% more magic, good. And then he gets decreased hate by 3. This is kind of important for him because the thing with Gargas is he's like a really long-range mage. Starlit Francesca, or Saffron Francesca nowadays, who a mod on my like tournament streams, she uses this guy quite a bit in like tournaments, and he doesn't hit unhard. He hits kind of hard, and he has really good range, but if anybody got close to him, he would just die. Now, they will at least target someone else first. It's something. I don't think he becomes meta or anything, but it's a nice upgrade for him when combined with the Black Mage upgrade. Marielle, let's talk about her. I think this girl becomes very, very good. First of all, in like anti-dark cost limited situations, she was already pretty good. She's a tank, she does respectable damage. Her old master ability was just 5 aggro and 15 AoE resist, which for an old master ability was pretty good. Having aggro on your master ability is game changing. So she already brought that, and stacking AoE resist is a thing these days, so she already had a 15 head start on that. She will now bring an HP buff and stop resistance buff to her light allies. Stop, think about Halloween Lucia. She casts stop on people. Giving your light units a 25% resistance to that is a big deal. That's a big deal. This is really good for anti-dark teams. Everything else right here stays the same. She now also picks up, though, an additional 30% HP and 40 spirit for herself until she's been hit 3 times. So a 3-hit move, you know, like from a Halloween Lucia, again, I mention her all the time because she's another cost-limited goddess, will dispel it, but walking into the fight with 40 extra spirit feels really, really good on Marielle. She is a really strong unit now for NMR. I like those upgrades a lot. Then we have Lorelei, whose old master ability was literally just critical hit rate 15. Easy to hit the cap, easy to guarantee yourself critical hit rates with her, but nobody cared if Lorelei crit, because you got to actually hurt people, and then you crit for hurting them more. Anyway, 60 cost is a little bit steep for her, I think, but she will now at least give HP and Charm resist to her wind allies. Charm does exist in this game, and it's devastating when it lands. Her crit stays the same. She will get 20 missile attack resist pin. Really importantly, she picks up 2 more range, and when she crits, will get 30% attack. I think this is a really well-designed master ability, too. The extra range could be paired, like, she doesn't have a range up ability, does she? Yeah, she has 1. So Hunter's Knowledge does give her 1 more range, so now you can build her at extra 3 range, and you're going to run this anyway because it gives you the accuracy and, more importantly, the crit damage on a unit that's just going to be critting all the time. So really a pretty good master ability for a very underused unit in Lorelei. I don't know, if anybody's out there running her and they think she's like really good, I'd be happy to hear about it. Let me know. Always like to hear Lorelei stuff because you never do. Anyway, guys, that's the upgrades that are coming to the game this Wednesday. It is, like, low-key a big Wednesday, especially if you're a Lightning player. Get your Earth units out if you want to fight some Lightning, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace.